All right, let's jump right in. Today we're looking at a framework with a bit of a long name, but a really powerful idea. The Career Agency and AI Integration Framework. Basically, it's a new way to think about taking charge of your career now that AI is in the picture.
I mean, think about it. AI is getting so good, it can spit out career ideas, craft a pretty decent resume, and even run you through mock interviews. So with all that, what's left for you to do? What is your role when it feels like a machine can handle the heavy lifting?
And that, right there, is what we're calling the AI career question. It's this big challenge we're all facing now. How do you actually make confident choices about your own life when it seems like an algorithm has all the answers?
Well, here's the core idea behind this whole framework, and it's so important. Even with all these incredible AI tools, the single most important piece of the puzzle is still you, your judgment. Why? Because AI is great with data, sure, but it doesn't get nuance. It doesn't understand your values, your gut feelings. Those human elements, they aren't going away. In fact, they're becoming more valuable than ever.
Okay, so if our judgment is the key, how do we make sure it stays in the driver's seat? That brings us to this next idea: human judgment first. And this isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a real shift in how we need to approach our careers.
This slide lays out the new game plan perfectly. Look, the goal is not to go to AI and ask it for the one single right answer. That's just outsourcing your future. The real goal, the new goal, is to build confidence in your own judgment, to build a sense of ownership. AI is a tool to help you explore, not an oracle telling you what to do.
And what does this all lead to? It's a shift from just being informed, having a bunch of facts and data, to actually becoming capable. Being capable means you can handle ambiguity. You can make smart calls, even when you don't have all the information. That's a skill that's way more powerful than just knowing stuff.
So if AI isn't your boss, and it's not an oracle, what is it? Well, I love this metaphor. Think of AI as your personal sparring partner.
What does a good sparring partner do? They challenge you, they push you, they help you see things from a different angle to make you stronger. That is exactly how you should be using AI. Let it surface new ideas, let it help you explore possibilities you hadn't thought of. But what you don't do is let it make the final decision for you. You don't just copy and paste its final answer. Its job is to sharpen your thinking, not replace it.
And all of this really boils down to one simple, incredibly powerful rule. If you submit it, you own it. It's that straightforward. It doesn't matter if AI wrote 90% of that cover letter. The second you hit send, it's yours. When you accept that job, you own that decision. That is what career agency is all about.
So if the goal is to build this muscle, this judgment and ownership muscle, what kind of gym do you need? Well, that brings us to our final section. We need to create what's called a practice space, not a test. And this is where things get really interesting, because it flips the old way of learning on its head. In this kind of space, there are no grades, no deadlines, no points. The whole point is to take away all that pressure to perform. Because when you stop worrying about getting the right answer for a test, you're finally free to explore, to reflect, and to actually learn. Progress here is all about your own engagement.
So how do you succeed in a place like this? It's not about being the fastest. It's about these 4 habits. First, work honestly, not just quickly. Second, always question what the AI gives you. Don't just accept it. Third, take that beat to actually reflect before you write or act. And finally, always revise. These are the steps that build real, lasting ownership.
Which brings us to the end. And I want to leave you with one last question to really chew on. We've seen that the tools are just tools, right? But the ownership is everything. So just take a second and ask yourself, what's one career decision, big or small, that you need to truly own, starting right now?